How you feeling now?
Well, I'll tell you, I really didn't care when it was going to prematurely cave in because I had accepted that when I decided when it was at 1 foot when they put on the cement because my escape through the dirt was not going to be possible and I was going to have to stay down there anyway, so it didn't make any difference whether it collapsed, but I don't know. Nobody's even told me. When did it collapse? When?
You lost track of time?
I mean, how much cement was in there? I don't know. I mean, I couldn't hear anything because the minute it collapsed, I think the last thing I heard it was like 2 or 3 feet maybe. So I don't know whether it went all the way to the top or not. I don't know. Was anybody there that saw it? Did it go to Steve? Did it go to the top?
I didn't make it all the way to the top.
It did?
Not about 2.5 feet. Bill, some people standing behind me tonight said this is just a hoax. This guy knew this was going to happen all along. It was all planned.
Yeah, people are going to have opinions. I was down there in the mud. There was no doubt about it. If it hadn't rained, I think it'd have been a different story today. But I was not successful. I got nothing to be proud about. I'm very happy that I made it out with my life.
Last word, what did you think about during this moment?
I kept thinking that they were going to dig me up, but I couldn't hear anything. I didn't know what was going on. You know, when you're underground, you can hear muffled sounds, and I couldn't even hear the backhoe.
And when you felt the air on your hand when it came up from the surface?
Believe it or not, I didn't feel anything because I had been digging up. I was in a position basically cramped like this with a pocket to breathe in. And I was trying to go up with one hand. And it was funny because it was like it was clay or sand. And I never felt anything. All I did was look up with everything in my face and I could see light.
Your thought?
I think I found the light at the end of the tunnel.
You're going to try this again anytime in the near future?
My tombstone's filled. I think the next time I use a tombstone will be for real. I had a lot of bad feelings about this stunt from the start. I always had thought in my own mind I was going to be trapped down there and I was going to have some kind of a safety precaution as far as if it did happen, still have a chance of being dug up and being alive. I won't do it again.
You were talking yesterday about the mole breathing.
Under your arms and you form a trap. I took my turtleneck and put it up like this. I was basically digging from that standpoint because when the dirt comes in on you, you can't push it away, but from this standpoint, you can push it away.
Did that pay off your technique?
Yeah, I didn't have enough air, and I kept thinking they had to be close to me. They kept saying they're looking in the coffin. I said, "What are you talking about? I'm in here. Where are you?" And I don't know. Maybe I had another 2-3 minutes because I was about ready to black out. In fact, when I come up, I was so relieved that I just I lost it. Spent a lot of time down underground in other situations when I've been buried or in holes or entombed in cement and stuff, and sometimes you lose kind of a sense of direction. And to be real honest with you, right now I'm kind of foggy on what all went on. I'd kind of like to look at the tape, and I'm sure it's going to look completely different in the way I assumed it because I was down feet, 6 feet underground instead.
Pretty much out of air by the time you came out?
I really had no air. I was trying to, I have done a lot of underwater stuff, and I can hold my breath for approximately 90 seconds without really being effective, and then take just one other deep breath and then maintain it in the vicinity of 40 to 45 seconds. And that's basically the technique I used.
What are your thoughts you're going to take home tonight?
I'm going to go to the birthday party downtown and have a good time with my radio listeners. And then I'm going to take my wife out for our anniversary.